What's your take on the economy right now, Paul? You're out with a new report on the impact the 2020 election will have on the country's financial health. You're predicting the Democrats will stay in control of the House and the Senate will go to who wins the White House. Texas Senator Ted Cruz spoke with me about his predictions on Sunday Morning Futures. What would this mean for markets?
Yeah, you're exactly right, Maria. We think the House stays with the Democrats and the Senate goes whichever way the White House goes. At this point, that looks to be for the Democrats. It would be a single-party government, which we've had in the past, and markets have done pretty well under that scenario, whether Republican or Democrat. But we don't rule out the president's chances either, especially as we're starting to see in the swing states, key swing states here in the Midwest and in the South and West. Those polls are starting to tighten a little bit. So still could be a continuation of the setup we have now with Republicans in the Senate and the White House. Again, but our main base case right now is still going with the full Democratic sweep in November.
Are you saying that if we have a Democratic sweep with the House, the Senate, and the White House going to the Democrats, the market does not sell off?
Well, what we're saying is that we think that the trends in the economy and in geopolitics right now are the most important factors to be watching. And we think whoever gets elected president will have to follow a lot of the implications of those trends. For example, if you've got an economy that's recovering, but it's still fragile, then whoever's president and whoever's leading in Congress will have to do what is necessary to prop up and support that economy. And that's why we think we see so many similarities between the two parties. Both want infrastructure spending, both want healthcare spending, both want to get tough on China. There are more similarities than people expect between the two parties. That's why we want to keep our focus here on the economy.
I don't know that both parties want to be tough on China. I haven't heard a word out of the Democrats on China's misbehaving, and I don't think the economic policies are the same at all, Paul. Joe Biden wants to raise taxes by $4 trillion. Donald Trump wants to cut taxes. That's a significant difference, and I would imagine markets would trade in accordance with that. It's not similar at all.
Well, there are some important differences, obviously, but if you're the Democrats and you come into power, are you going to just raise taxes? And if you do so, you'll crater the economy and you'll destroy your chances in the 2022 elections. They're not stupid. They certainly want to keep the economy alive. So would a President Trump. That's where you have to, as an investor, start to work off of those similarities a little bit and not just focus on the differences, which are obviously there.
Yeah, well, I mean, he should say that then. Joe Biden should say that instead of saying, I want to raise taxes $4 trillion. That's not what he said, that he would decide once he gets in office. But we'll of course, be watching to see how Wall Street reacts to all of this. Paul, it's great to have you this morning. Thank you so much. Paul Christopher from Wells Fargo. Coming up, the Q.